Peace and blessings be with you as your servant Akila Nice. I'm here in my yard in Kenya and I am filling in my raised bed with a soil mixture. I'm using a technique called Terra Preta. This is the black soil that's found in the Amazon. When researchers excavated the areas, they found that the inhabitants had dug down to maybe 6 feet deep and they filled in these pits with different layers. The base layer is called biochar, and that's basically just partially burnt branches and logs and wood, and this becomes carbon based. This is like what we call charcoal now. It becomes a carbon base, and this is very important because the carbon draws in minerals and it binds with them, and this helps to feed the plants. Along with the charcoal, they found other layers. So they found broken pottery shards, they found manure, they found compost. All of these layers interact with each other and create an environment that is self-regenerative. So over thousands of years, it is still rich in life and is able to support the plant life. So it feeds the microbes in the soil. The microbes in the soil breaks down the organic material. The plants will then use that organic material for their growth. So it is regenerative and is supportive and is very, very rich. So I will show you my approach to dealing with these same concepts. I'm not doing it the exact same way that they did it, but I'm using the concept of carbon, nitrogen layers, an environment that supports micro development. And so hopefully that this will produce a soil that is regenerative and supportive of my plant life here, which is used to a very, very sandy soil. So hopefully it will be a strong soil for my plants to grow in, and we'll check it out. Let's go ahead and look at the process that I used. So previously I made this raised bed out of stone blocks. It's 4 rows. It's about 20 inches high, maybe a little bit more, or 20 inches deep or a little bit more. And I'm going to fill this with my soil mixture. So I'm starting off with cocoto. Let's hope the sun is not messing with this shot here. So these are small rocks. Here's maybe a better shot of this. These are small rocks, and I started this as my base layer. The reason why I did that is because I have coconut roots from, say, my coconut trees around here. They just go anywhere they want, anywhere and everywhere. So they get into my raised beds and then they start stealing the nutrients and choking off the roots from other things that I plant. What I decided to do is to use these sacks. They're porous, so it can let water through. And I'm going to line the bottom of this on top of the cocoto with these sacks so that it gives extra protection against the roots coming in. So I lined the bottom of the bed with these sacks. These are sugarcane sacks, but they're porous. And what I did, I used less bags because I cut open the bag so that they're flat. So I was able just to use 3 bags to cover this bottom of this bed. The bed is 7 feet by like 3.5 feet. For my next layer, I'm putting in charcoal. These are made locally, so I'm using this because there's something called Terra Preta, and they looked at the soils in the Amazon, and they're full of carbon and full of life. They're very, very rich. So they looked at the process of what was there. They had clay, they had at the bottom charcoal, organic material in different layers. So now I've added the charcoal to the bottom just to put a layer. So the charcoal is carbon. This is going to attract other nutrients to it. Okay, so now I'm going to add in a layer of organic material. So this is going to break down with the carbon from the charcoal, and over time the microbes will eat these and break down the leaves into compost. Okay, so now I have my organic material layer to compost. Mostly this is dried material. There's a little green in there, but not much. Uh, just gonna let this sit. When it's finished, just gonna let it sit for like a month. Right now what I'm doing is just to make sure that everything is wet good. So this is gonna help start feeding the life that's already there to help break down uh, this organic material. So just watering everything right now until it's good and wet. This is garden soil I'm going to use to fill the rest of the bed. And this one is a good garden soil because if you can see here, these little black pieces, this is charcoal. So I get this from where they're making charcoal, so there's charcoal oil within the soil. Please remember to subscribe to my channel if you have it and give me a thumbs up. Thank you. I'm adding in a little bit of garden soil. So what I'm going to do is mix this with the leaves so that the garden soil could sink in to take out the air. I have added some garden soil on top of the organic material, on top of the dried leaves. I've mixed some in, and now I am adding water to thoroughly wet the garden soil. This is thoroughly wet. Get out as much of the air as possible. I have a layer of cocoto. I have a layer of the bags. Then I have a layer of charcoal. On top of the charcoal, I have a layer of leaves and soil mixture. So I was going to start putting a mixture of garden soil and chicken manure, but I'm going to put in just a smaller layer here of the dried leaves, and then on top of that I will add in the mixture of the garden soil and the chicken manure. Okay, so I've added in a small layer of dry leaves, organic material, and now I'm going to start adding in a mixture of the garden soil and chicken manure. So here is the chicken manure. It's actually chicken manure and wood. When we say here on the coast chicken manure, it's automatically known that it's also wood because this comes from the beds for the chickens. So the chickens use the wood as beds. They make poop and pee in it, and then it's cleaned out. So you have some more newer pieces here, and these are like older pieces that we have broken up so it can decompose more easily when we put it in the soil. So I'll use this as a combination with this charcoal garden soil to make a rich soil. Okay, so now I've been adding in the mixture. This is a mixture of garden soil, chicken manure, and wood. So I've been building this layer here. So let me spread this now. So I'm finished putting the soil in my raised bed. It looks like the stones are gonna hold, like it's not gonna be a problem, so it's all good. So that's it, job done. Raised bed filled, nice good soil. Just let it sit for a while, let it compost, and start planting. Peace and blessings be with you.